Alright, starting the stream. Take a quick look. Ah, there we go. Looking good. Alright, I think we're ready to go. And I will... Okay, there we go. Now I'm ready. We are here for some talk about the recent regional that has happened in Düsseldorf. And obviously, because I live in Germany, I went to the regional in Düsseldorf and I judged a little bit. And just as a short plan for where the stream is going, because the judging event was obviously the regional event where I judged was obviously one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about. But there's also a tier list that I want to go through. Like BT23 will be a pretty long meta, and I want to talk about the meta game, obviously. And yeah, that's the second thing that we're going to do. And the third thing is reacting to some videos from Evolved. Because Evolved has piqued my interest with the latest videos that he uploaded. I might have commented some little bit more meaner words, but yeah, we'll get into that once we're there. So first of all, how was Düsseldorf? Second of all, how is the meta going to be in BT23? And third of all, how are Evolved's videos? Because it's one of the biggest content creator, and we'll just start off with one of the most interesting things. Because when I was going back home, I was in the car with Bero, and let me just switch. Oh my god, production value, insane. So, this is a deck list which has been played by one of the players, obviously, right? And his name is... Ayo. There we go, a little bit more closer. His name is Bero, and he played Minerals, and he also got third place after Swiss. And Swiss, third place. Oh my god, he's in chat. Hello, Bero, say hey. Yeah. So he went third in Swiss, which was 7 rounds. He went 6-1, and that's pretty good. And then in Top Cut, unfortunately, he lost first round against the guy that would later on win the entire event. So I guess if you have played Minerals against Minerals, you know what the deck can do, right? And what the deck list. Ukumon is pretty good to get one of your eggs into rotation, into the trash, so you can recycle them with clothes and stuff. And you just want to OTK, right? The deck is so memory efficient with the use of training cards, with the use of unique emblem gravel hearts. It's just incredibly strong and can trash 3 security cards, unsuspend ones, which is already 5 checks with magnetic draw. So yeah, congrats to him. Again, third place after Swiss. I think there were 120 players at the event, so third place is kind of nice, and he saved himself an invite. And yeah, so that's that. I want to quickly see if I can pull this up. Production quality is... Ah, there it is. Okay, we have... obviously, I can just show you the venue, which is just here. They had like a lot of cards on display. And also, so let's actually take a pause. This is BT1 Magna Angemon, right? They had BT1 cards here. Here's Zudomon, there's Kresgarumon. I believe that's BT3 Reboot Greymon or stuff. BT3 Shine Greymon even. Like, so many old cards, and all of them for like 100% of their value, like 100 times their value. Like, these cards are not €2, €1. So this was in the morning where everyone would later play. Oh boy, Astonite. So these were the tables for Digimon. I hope you can see my mouse. These were tables for Digimon. We had like back a bit. Like from these tables going all the way to the right, we had all of these tables, and table 1 would be over here, which, yeah, was kind of nice. I like the venue. It looked clean, it looked nice. Everything's kind of white. The table, the chairs are white. Everything was pretty cool. Apart from the ceiling, but you know, true gamers don't look up, so that's pretty good. And also we had like a staff only room, which I was really surprised about, because you have to think about it, right? I am just a Digimon player, right? I went to Bandai and I applied for the judge job. I went into a Discord call and then I did my judge test. That's how I got judge. And that's the entire reasoning why I got into this event. I just wrote like an application on the official Bandai organized play, judge board, whatever, and then I got into this, and they had actual like food for us. They had bananas, apples, some sweet stuff. They even had a whole lot of water. We had so much water, we gave each Top Cut player one water bottle, which was a decision from the head judge, so that's that. But yeah, we got supplied, we supplied everyone. It was such a nice event. So the persons that were responsible for it were Alibaba, which, again, really nice working with them. It was a pleasure. So let's switch back to the deck list, and even another deck list, which is the deck list from Toto. And let's see, I want to zoom out. Where do I zoom out? That's where I zoom. Can go full screen even. So, what up, guys? Oh, you can't actually hear that. Why are you unable to hear that? Interesting. And I
really believe it.
We had, before we went into Top Cut, right? I'm just going to talk over it until he starts showing the deck.
Yeah.
In Top Cut, we had 4 mineral players. So out of 8 players, 4 mineral, like that's half of it. And no, I guess nobody was really surprised by that, right? But take a look. We had Wayne on Gallantmon against Yondi's son, which had minerals, and minerals won the first one of those tables. Neo Greymon with Beelzemon against Jules, and Jules also played minerals. So there was 1 minerals at each table, and then a different deck. We also had the winner of the entire event, Toto, against Barrow. And Barrow unfortunately lost, I think,
turn 1, choke to 1.
2-0
Amazing.
to this Myotismon deck, which is, yeah, makes sense. I think he started explaining the deck.
You don't run the new one?
Oh yeah, that's true. I should actually...
Which extent?
Oh, now you can hear it, by the way, right?
No, it's not.
Okay.
We will actually, we will not spend too much time on this. We want to go through the meta and through the meta tier list as well, and the reactions. So we're just gonna keep a little bit ahead.
Just to get your trash up ready.
And get those up. No, I don't think we need subtitles, but I mean, it's obvious, right? He has some rookies to use as Demimero. He got Okomon as a playset and the one-off as a one-off.
But one in hand is also nice because deleting
if we can see his level 5 setup, because obviously Myotis X is pretty strong. The old Mummymon and Arcanimon are pretty strong. He's got 3 of the new Myotismon and 4 of the Myotismon X promo card. Again, the Myotismon X, if you can just delete that within your combo with the new Myotismon, which he's just showing, that's just so much value, right? You get a second Myotismon, which Myotismon or any other level 6. I think he was also on the Tamer Suspending Myotismon, which Venom Myotismon, which is also pretty good. You just cheat that out while you're just doing your normal combo, so it's pretty nice.
So
and he's the deck, right?
Yeah, he's deck. I have 3 level 5s in there, and then I want to have him at least once in...
Oh, very interesting, by the way. He is not on a playset of Arcanimon from BT16. So the old Arcanimon was also able to reveal top 5 cards, trash 2 of them. But he just decided to not go for that, but actually go for 2 Arcanimon, new one, and 2 Mummymon, the new one which DD evolves as well. So
just
yeah,
to
that's
extend my turn
Yeah,
or-
pretty interesting.
Just
He
playing
only
for
has
it,
one of the
but,
new
I know
Malomyotis
he
mon,
cannot delete, so
which
I
makes
set
sense.
up and
When
three
when
combos.
these new cards
And
first came out,
every time he deletes, I gain
people
one
could
delete.
loop and
It's a
everything.
really good disruption. Speaking of
But that was kind of only a YouTube combo, right? Because you would
played
see
Event 2,
someone
but,
playing
that
against
was
Pale
for
Dramon
Fuji,
and they would have
only one
Petition.
left.
So obviously with
Malomyotis,
Petition there were a lot of...
Tema Hate
Wait,
and
there were a lot of
Treasure
bodies to
House
get memory
needed
with
my
the old
opponent
Malomyotis
Yeah,
mon from
the,
BT3.
opponent's
We've got BT16 Malomyotis mon, which is insane. We've also got, again, the Venom Myotis mon. He is on a lot of one-offs.
More consistency, yeah, sure.
But apart from that, I mean, the
in trash,
I have to be honest, I don't know what BT16 Malomyotis mon does. It's a one-off. I hope it's not game
Really, really good card also.
determinant. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I hope it's too important. But yeah.
why I put it up to
Omni-X is pretty nice if you have a lot of
Yeah.
offensive tools and a lot of speed and do a lot of checks. Like that one attack might be really strong. Right, you trash a lot of security, you just gain rush with the new Yuki or Orikawa.
maybe get him rush.
That's pretty good.
swing, and then
Go for only for, yeah,
game.
yeah, that's...
So let's see what else he's got.
Yeah, for...
Was there a Deathclaw? Deathclaw?
Best tamer.
Okay, 4 of the most important tamers, obviously. Right.
Yeah. What,
These
so
guys
don't know,
are...
if
I think
play
they have been
cards,
slapped on at
both of them,
BT16,
reduce
right?
the play cost by
I once
3,
played on
so
DCGO against one of
play
the
2 other bodies out. So but combo is, I set up
earlier Myotismon decks, because obviously we didn't have Malomyotismon EX10 up until EX10. So I saw someone go into stuff like Cherubimon,
Insane.
Minervamon play out, or Mervamon, rather. Mervamon play out the Retaliation, or just rather the Amimon, so to Digivolve on top again. And like have a Digivolution and play out, Digivolution and play out. And doing that you would always crash Nidhoggmon, gain more memory, play a Jack rate when that was on 4 copies. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, now that Jack rate is gone, now that
Yeah.
everything that's purple is kind of nerfed, we are in a better spot. So, he's on 4 BT16 Arukenimon Mamimon Tamer, which makes a lot of sense. 3 times the Yuki Orikawa, which gains rush, gives rush to one of your Myotismon. Also, another memory if you want to go that way. You can keep turn, you can go for that swing, you can trash security because you delete something and then bottom deck and trash security. Everything's kind of nice. Digital Gate open, even with winner stamps, is kind of nuts.
Nothing to disrupt this.
This card is so insane. Unless your opponent is like Justimon and can interact with your option cards in the battle area, they will not have any chance removing this, the implicit value of this card. You can always get a tamer out. And what is even stronger is, if you already have a tamer out, or if you have a level 5 out, you can crash the level 5, on deletion play out one of your double tamers, because you can only play tamers which you don't already have on the board. So if you still have the Digital Gate open on the field, you can just crash your level 5, or the level 5 gets deleted, I don't know, depends on the board state, but you can get out one of the double tamers, and if you do a second double tamer in hand, you have the ability to play level 5, deleting 2 of the double tamers, and playing that level 5 for 0. Getting all advantage, like dropping 2 level 5s from trash, which is the deletion obviously. Yeah, that would be insane.
Thanks for the deck reply, and congrats.
Wait, that's the entire. Whoa, 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 whoa! I thought we skipped. So yeah, you can get so much advantage from that card. Yeah, Tsumaki asking, Benji, you got some DGOs to borrow? I actually think I don't have a single one. I heard a lot of people would play that in Royal Knights, but and I want to maybe try that, but I'm in no position to actually do. So no, I don't think I have anyone. I don't have any Gate opens. Yeah. So again, we had 4 mineral players in the top card. 2 of them won. And one thing I want to talk about is Soma, which is a Beelzemon player, that day at least. He's also a Levia player. He's kind of close from where I live, Germany. So I saw him play the first round in Top Cut. And he was playing Beelzemon, right? He was playing Solitaire, everything was going smooth. And in the third game, I saw the Minerals player, Dario. He just had some rookies in hand, some level 5s, and close, I think. That's all. And like his emblem card, whatever. he didn't have a level 4 and he wanted to play out a rookie so bad to search for his level 4 Digimon. But Soma on Beelzemon was also not in the best spot, but he was able to somehow go into Beelzemon and then go into Rune Mode. And I know you've heard this story before, like, oh, someone goes Rune Mode, but that was so insane. Like, he was memory efficient with it. He was going up, using the Tamer. I think he had 2 Iron Makos on the board at that point, so he would just get them out, Digivolve into Balmon, place 2 cards on the top, trash them. Well, I think one of them or both of them gain memory. And he was just +1 with that Balmon, and then go into Beelzemon, play something from trash on top of the deck again, trash those 2. Obviously, they would have Slinger Wizardmon. So it again keep turn and then go into Rune Mode. And that Rune Mode made the mineral player not do anything for 1 turn. And obviously, after he attacked, there was another turn that he just stole. So, nuts. Just nuts. I think Beelzemon also, same player, Soma, was also in the final, which he didn't win against Toto. But yeah, who knows how they got all of the mineral players out of the entire top 8 up until the final. Again, final was Beelzemon against Myotismon, and top 8 were 4. So, that's a lot of things that happened at the regional, and we will go into the tier list. Let me just get the advertisement out of the way. Let's go. So, how y'all feeling on minerals? Minerals is one of the best decks. I mean, I said everything when I was talking about regionals in Düsseldorf, right? Minerals is super insane. Minerals is so crazy with the OTK. The fact that they have a what was it? A Digi-Egg. They can just gain memory whenever you trash it, and it's like, it doesn't have to be once per turn. It makes sense. You couldn't like print a card that would be hard once per turn in Digimon. If you're coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what I mean by hard once per turn. Like, if it happened that turn, it's over. That would be one of the best solutions. But they cannot print that, and the fact that every close or the new Tsunarizamon can put cards under the magnetic draw again, or any of your cards at any point the turn, is insane with that deck, right? Also, removal-wise, you have Digivolve, which is one of the strongest stack reduction effects, let's call it. It's so crazy, right? Soma is in the chat. Oh my god, nice to have you here. Loses to Beelzemon, so it's B tier. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. It can win locals. No. Obviously, it will be a regional win. Like, at some point, you'll have events where you just have a magnetic drop player that draws godly, right? So there's no doubt in my mind. Actually, I arranged these 3 decks, the first 3 decks, for a good reason, because not only will Magnetic Draw be an obvious regional winner, but we also got Hoodimon. The new Elephant in the Room art say. Hoodimon. Who designed Hoodimon? Hoodimon is one of the most busted cards that we have ever seen. And it's not even close. It's full in archetype. That's a thing, right? You can't... I mean, you can mix it with other cards, like from other archetypes, or some other DNA shenanigans with like Pale Dramon or Shakumon from BT16. But the biggest power comes from just using it with Hoodie cards, and this is where it shines the most, and it's so busted. The BT22 rookies let you just put the new Shakumon that you can DNA with the Hoodimon. So you have another level 4, you DNA Hoodimon to Shakumon, and because that's a new Digimon, you can get the when attacking from Hoodimon once again, which is once per turn, but not if you DNA Digivolve, so nice card design. Hoodimon OTKs are pretty... I don't want to say rare, because they have like 10 million draws, but even if you have a deck that doesn't specifically go for this kind of OTK, you still have it as an option, and obviously you're going to play 4 Tichose, 4 Hoodimon, 4 Shakumon, and some amount of BT22 rookies to actually facilitate this when attacking on the same turn as your DNA Digivolve. Apart from that, the Hoodie Tamers are also insane. Have you actually read what Erika does? Like the Green Tamer? Erika is so nuts. You bounce something back to hand, and then you set up your raising. That's like... when people talk about Ukomon, right? Ukomon gives you tempo because whenever you move out, you can also hatch, and then you can Digivolve and raising back again. But Hoodimon does it in reverse. If you move out and do stuff, Erika does the same thing. And you've got Erika at some point in the combo, you could play out something with the inherited of the new Hoodie rookies, right? You can play out the level, play cost 5 or lower, draw a card, get something with Alliance, search something with the Godsumon. And after you're done with your entire thing, you just get out an Erika. Erika bounces something, and you have something in raising for next turn. Which is insane. And then Erika also gains you some memory, and you also have a memory setter in Archetype, which you can cheat out easily. So, Jesus Christ, Hoodimon is insanely strong. Next up, Gallantmon. What am I supposed to say, right? Gallantmon is still one of the strongest decks. It even got support in BT23 Gallantmon, which just turns off like a 6 of the meta, a 6 of the entire deck landscape, right? You can't actually play. Okay, you can play Levia. You have hard time playing Purple Hybrid. You have hard time playing Virus Imperial. You have also not the best time playing Loosemon, but who cares about Loosemon? And also Myotismon, Myotismon, and everything else is really hard impacted by the new Gallant. And apart from that, even if you are not floodgated with your entire game plan being thrown off the window, Gallantmon just OTKs you. So yeah, one of the best decks. I'm not shocked if we see some regional wins from that deck. But with that, I would conclude the entire regional winner, like safe calls to S tier, and just leave these 3 on the top, right? That's my call. We've also obviously got the A tier, which is like top cut contender. Like you will see decks most certainly in the top cut and maybe win the event. I'm not too sure about that, but they might show up in top cut. Local winner is just a little bit better, a little bit worse, and C and D tier is just whatever. So, from now on, the actual tier list happens, because I don't think anyone is going to argue against Magnetic Hoodimon and Gallantmon. So, Magnamon. I think Magnamon is just a local winner. Being immune is kind of nice, but the deck doesn't do much. It's not flashy enough for the meta, I think. And if you look at Hoodimon, like, so Magnetic Ra and Gallantmon, they just OTK through Magna X, I believe. Like, you can just set up like 3 turns, because Magnamon is not that fast, and you can just set up and then deal with the entire board. Like, even if he's unaffected, you can just set up something, or just go through it. Like, I have no doubt that these 2 decks will do a lot of damage. And Hoodimon has barriers, so blocking doesn't do a lot of things. You might ace, which is kind of okay, but I don't know. Hoodimon can just go through this as well, I believe. Or you can just go into, what's it called, to the level 6 Venusmon and just turn off everything, right? So, no, Magnamon, I think, is a little bit too slow, but still pretty strong. Adventure is somewhere between A and B. So I think the strongest build of Adventure is the one that has a lot of green level 5s. And if you get the green level 5s for fairly cheap out, you could just Digivolve Medieval on top. But I don't think the strongest decks really are counted by Medieval. So I don't know. Even Hoodimon does can do minus 11k before they actually commit to or give priority to the opponent to use Medieval all turns. So removing Medieval before he actually gets to do something is kind of a downside. And I think the other Adventure decks, I don't know, they're just played around better these days. I would put it at, I don't know, I don't want to see it in local. Like, I can see a good Adventure player doing something. It's kind of consistent, right? You just need to 2 aimers and then you're efficient as hell. Fishes are either fun deck or local winner. I'd say it's a fun deck. You can OTK, of course, sure, but you need a lot of cards. And I mean, if you want to OTK, just play Gallant or Magnetic. Justimon is, I don't know if it's even a fun deck, because if you play all of the devices, you'll break, and that's not pretty fun. So, I don't know. Maybe Funbush is in chat. Maybe you can explain why Justimon is better than Fun tier. But I wouldn't put a local winner. I can't see like a Justimon winning a local, right? Leviamon is a top cut contender. Leviamon maybe has a good Hoodimon matchup. Honestly, I haven't played tested that much, but Leviamon is a force to be reckoned with. He can easily dash out 6 checks with Levia X, force your opponent to play something by effect, and then you Digivolve on top of Dagomon or on top of Cerberus X. But Service X can force the opponent to play something by effect, so yeah, that's a problem. But you can be pretty smart about it, right? So Leviamon players might have to put in some brain work to get it done, but I believe it. Moving on, Puppets. I don't know where Puppets went. I'd say it's still a local winner because they're able to use the Liberator searcher. They can just double hit, set up some tamers, go into the option card, which is the emblem of, I don't know, emblem of Puppets, I believe. I'm not too deep into the story. Yeah, I still think it's pretty strong. I don't know where it went. It loses to Medieval, I guess. If the Medieval has been put up preemptively and everyone's on Medieval, I guess. So that's the local winner. Machine Ramon, which is the pure hard slam Machine Ramon. We also have a Vaidmon coming up for the DM base Machine Ramon. But hard slam Machine Ramon, let it be black base, let it be purple base, is still pretty strong. I wouldn't say it's one of the strongest decks, but it's still, I mean, not one of the top 3. It's still one of the strongest decks. That's how I want to phrase it, right? I don't even know how they do it. Honestly, I've seen Machine Gun players. I've had a local player of mine go 8-0 at a regional. He actually won that. Shoutouts to Savage. I don't know how they do it. Like, you only have like 9 rookies or 10 rookies. Half of them are Ukomon. You have some tamers in Enderlookman, the old one and the new one, and the rest is just Cyborgs and Machine, where I have no idea how they do it. They're just pretty fast. They're just D-Machine, right? So the player that actually won the original is D-Machine. I have no idea how it works, but obviously I'm exaggerating. It's a pretty good deck, and I see how it plays, but it's beyond my understanding how exactly they always win the games. Next up, which I understand a little bit more, is the M-base machine. So the M-base machine has had a blow up out of nowhere because Vaidmon has been around since BT22, and just recently, like a few weeks ago, after EX10 release, people started using that, bouncing tamers left, right, digivolving left, right, and then going into Machinedra. And obviously, all of the Machinedra cyborgs, the new ones, are DM based, so you can also search them and gain effects and digivolve into them with the meat, the option card, right? That's insanely strong. I don't. It doesn't make sense in my mind why no one actually thought of the Vaidmon. I didn't, because I was really focused on the pre-release, and in pre-release you couldn't use that because all the DM cards were locked in EX9. But I didn't think about Constructed. I just skipped EX9 in my mind, apart from like Kaguya and Alta S. So yeah, shoutouts to everyone who used Vaidmon kind of early. Royal Knights, same thing. No, I want to put Royal Knights even lower. I am a Royal Knights player, a really passionate one, and I have my doubts in Royal Knights, but I'll leave it in Top Cut. Top Cut. You see, if I want to phrase the entire sentence of Royal Knight will probably be in Top Cut, it makes sense in my mind, but I cannot see how I would perform with it. So maybe that's just a skill issue on my side. Royal Knights obviously has one of the strongest support waves that you can think of, right? The Gallantmon is awesome against every purple matchup. The new Craniamon is just a preemptive, whatever you do, I'll destroy your stack. And apart from that, you have the new Yggdrasil, which is just a substitute for the purchase. So yeah. What a strong deck. And also no one's on Leopardmon. I don't see anyone playing like 3 Leopardmon. Leopardmon into the old Omegamon is nuts. And I think people should play it more. Next up, we've got Black Wargreymon. I think Black Wargreymon, so one thing about the last regional, right? We had one top 16 player, Yatsumaki, which was actually on Black Wargreymon. The only explanation that I had from that regional top is like every time he aced, he gained the intelligence of their opponent. Like, he decreased their intelligence and gained some more. Because with every medieval that they dropped, they would do more and more misplays, and with every Black Wargreymon ace that would come into play from his side, he would gain just the understanding of how to win with this deck. So I'm just joking. Like, it's obviously not of the strongest decks, but he has immunity, he can be unaffected, and he can force the opponent to attack, you gain memory with the starter deck, Agumon and Greymon. It has some stuff, but it's just, how do you win games? Like, you still need to get through 5 security and then attack for game. And with the new Metal Greymons trashing 1 security if you redirect on your opponent's turn, not all turns, which would be way too strong with Raid. No, it's just opponent's turn. You trash 1 security, and after that, your opponent's on 4 security, and you need to check manually with the Black War Greymon if you can't force your opponent to attack again while the first stack is on the board. So I have no idea how to win games with a Black War Greymon. Jesus, it's hardest force with immunity. Yeah, sure. Blue-green Imperial Dramon. It's not going to show up in top card. Let's be real. Playing a DNA deck would just make no sense with Hudimon being around. If your DNA only does 2 checks and then the follow-up is kind of mixed, I don't know, man. Like, you don't want to go for Pale Run just do 2 jamming checks. Apart from that, jamming? What is jamming nowadays? Do you want to hit a close? Do you want to hit a Gravel Hearts in security? Do you want to hit a Takado or a Kubo? Do you want to hit Chitose? Do you want to hit Mirei? Do you want to hit Yugo? I don't think so. So, preemptive damage with the speed that BT16 Paradramon had would have worked, did wonders in BT16, right? But now is not the time to do 2 checks with jamming and then sit on Dragon Mode. I don't think that's how we win games now. So, moving on, the Gilberts, or birds in general, I don't know. 2 unique emblem in security, what are the chances? Yeah. No, we've got the birds. So after Garuda X got hit, people just said, whatever, we're already playing the Growlmon X level 3 and level 4, so let's go to level 5, get the Wargrowl X, which also on deletion trashes security. No, wait, I'm mixing things up. I meant BT21 Wargrowlmon, not the Wargrowl X, just Wargrowlmon. That one on deletion also trashes security. So, yeah, kind of nice. They're still doing the same thing, right? And then after they evolved into that, they could just protoform into Phoenix X, and then, yeah, end of attack is online. It's, I think it might be able to hit top card. I don't think it's one of the strongest decks, and I think it's better than a local winner, because a lot of decks with the Roll X engine, which I'm just going to pull a little bit ahead, by the way. Still 2 more decks here. I think they still have a place in the meta. And speaking of a place in the meta, I think Megidramon doesn't have that. Yeah, I'm not too sure how Megidra players are doing their stuff. Like, there's a lot of interaction that can happen, and while you have like Gallant players going to Gallant X and Gilbert players just triggering every single on deletion in the stack once at the end of turn, at the end of attack, and maybe twice if the stack gets removed, Megidra players just force themselves to, I don't know, get the on deletion manually. I don't know, man. Like, also, the strongest part of the combo is having the Wargormon from BT21 and attacking, and using when attacking to go into that to also get the end of attack. Because if you only use the Vintage Evolving, I believe you just eat everything else, and then you don't get your own on the leash. Something along those lines. I don't fully remember, but Megidra has something. No, the end of attack is to delete everything else, right? So, yeah, it's hard. You need the end of attack, and you can be disrupted a little bit more than, I think, Gilberts. Or Gilberts can set up even better. I don't know. Gilberts is a little bit better than Megidra. That's my point in case. Next up, we've got Wargrowl. So Growl X Loop, basically. However you want to call it. There are a lot of things that you can do with Growl X as a base. And I would classify all of them together with this one. Whatever the strongest thing is. Let it be the old Minervamon, which can be played with Cerberusmon, Cerberus X. Play out another body with Rush. Go into Minervamon when taking Unsuspend. Check twice with the Minervamon, then use Revive from Darkness to play out Cerberusmon and another Cerberusmon Werewolf mode to delete the Cerberusmon and do stuff like that. Or also just go Levia as the plan B. There are a lot of things you can do with Wargormon. Also, I've seen Lord Knight deck lists, right, where you go Cerberus and Cerberus X on level 5 and Lord Knight X on level 6. So, yeah, a lot of potential to just fill up your trash with the Grown X engine and then go into anything that your heart desires, right? It will be hit by the Gallantmon BT23, but one of the top decks is playing it, obviously. I don't think Hoodimon players will play it, and Royal Nuts plays it, so not everyone will be on that Gallantmon, but if they are on the Gallantmon, you have a pretty hard time. Moving on, a blast from the past, Galacticmon, I have no idea. Galacticmon has just lost nothing, but everyone gained a lot, so it's not working anymore. Deleting a lot of tamers is maybe they can't delete 8 play costs if they don't fully commit with Fusion Eyes, I believe. So either you do that and delete like 2 tamers against Hoodie, which is fine because they can spam out another tamer from hand, I believe, because there are some memory efficient plays, but Galacticmon is still difficult, right, to get something out. Like, you can't swarm like some other normal decks would do. You go single stack, but your single stack has kind of weird implications. I don't know how to express it thoroughly, but I don't see Galactic doing all too much better, because the protection that you have also doesn't work that well into Digivolve from the magnetic draw. You can also just get OTK'd way before your first Galacticmon comes out from Gallant, and Hoodimon is just Hoodimon doing a lot of minus DP. That's one of your worst nightmares. Yeah, that's Galactic. Lucemon. I think Lucemon can be a local winner. Lucemon has so many high, let's say, security difference plays. With the, let it be the new option card, Paradise Lost, let it be the EX10 Lucemon, which just puts so much pressure into the board. Because whenever you have 5 cards in security in trash, and you can also Digivolve into Chaosmon in trash, so that would be your 6th card, you would always have like a pretty good turn, right? Because the Lucemon self combos with itself, because it also has the Cupimon under. So you gain 1 memory, you put something in trash, especially you just put the Chaosmon in trash that you want to Digivolve into, so you're pretty good. And then you trash your opponent's security. With the option card, you just trash your own security, whatever, because you can attack your opponent and he's on 3 security or 2 or even less, I don't know. Lucemon just has to dodge every Digivolve in the game. Oh yeah, right. Again, look at the top decks. Like, we've got Magnetic Ra Digivolving left and right, and we've got Hoodimon with the Shakumon Digivolving. Now, you need to correct me if I'm wrong. What part of the Shakumon is the DNA part? I think the DNA part is Digivolving, and the normal Digivolving part is your opponent has to attack, right? Maybe. Yes, I'm seeing yes, perfect. Next up, we've got S tier Beelzebub. No, I'm just kidding. So Beelzebub has gotten so good support. Like, the start of main Impmon is insane. The new Balmon is kind of nice. 1 second. So the new Balmon is kind of nice because the old Balmon lost the on deletion after your opponent's turn ended, right? So you would have to manually go into your Beelzebub if because everything else wouldn't be safe, right? You would lose your entire stack after trashing 6 cards with the second wave of when attacking. Okay. Or you could just risk it, right? But the new Balmon is kind of nice because it always has that on deletion. It's pretty cool. But I don't know. Wait, it's still trash based, right? I don't know. I've been impressed by the last regional. Like, I've seen these 2. I've seen Miogramon, I've seen Soma on Beelzemon, and I'm really impressed. But Soma himself says recycle bin. I don't think it's that bad. It has trash access, like Rivals can grab back anything from trash. Impmon X can grab back anything from trash. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? I think it's a local winner. It's better than Jasmine. Come on, Justimon. You don't want to put it on the same tier as Justimon. I think that's reasonable for Beelzebub. Next up, we've got. Let me think. That's just Ganku Turtle. I don't know. Ganku Turtle, right? Like, all of these floodgates. So Ganku Turtle, for those who are uneducated, you would just play out Ukomons, you just play out Hakmons, and some other rookies with floodgate effects. Then at some point you go into Bauhag main effect, go into Gankumon. Ganku X protects everything for 1 turn, and then you have game. Basically, that's it. It's kind of weird, right? But you protect your entire floodgates for 1 turn. Your opponent cannot out your things or build up anything because they're floodgated. So that's basically it. I think that could show up in Top Cut. I don't know. So here's the hard part, right? 2 of the 2 decks are just 2 of the top 3 decks are just single stack, and I don't care about most floodgates. Memory gain is kind of hard for both of them, but apart from that, I don't know. It's somewhere between top cut and local winner. I would tend to top cut a little bit more. And while we're on the Gankumon part, I think Jesmon without floodgates is a little bit worse. It is more fun, it looks pretty cool and everything, but I think without floodgates, your turns will be I don't know, not that impactful. Like you go, obviously you've seen the shiny Jesmon combo plays where you go 3 checks with double alliance into security and you're pretty cool, but you need to see more pieces for that, and you also have, again, less payoff. Checking your opponent's security if you don't finish in that turn can and will be to your disadvantage. That's just how it is. If you have 3 poke checks at once, you don't know what your opponent is going to get. You don't know how much they can get back into a situation. Maybe OTK through your Jesmon GX Ace. And what else do you have, right? Obviously, you play with Ganku X and everyone is unaffected in the best case scenario. Or not even best case, like Ganku and Ganku X is like a playset in the new Jesmon decks. At least the ones that at least some of the decks that I've seen. So, I don't know. I think it's a little bit worse than Ganku Turtle, so that's just one. Omnimon is also in the same ballpark, right? So it's really hard to differentiate between, is it just going to win locals or will it also show up at the top 60? I think the time for Omni has kind of passed. It's still a really strong deck and it's insanely explosive, but your Tamer reliance and your brick potential is just way too high for major events. That's it. I'll leave it at that. Purple Hybrid is a purple deck, and with Gallantmon meta will have a hard time shining. I've had one of my friends take a Royal Knights deck to the regionals in Düsseldorf, and I saw them, Royal Knights, right? I saw them sitting across a purple hybrid player with a Psychmon on board. And historically, the matchup was disastrous for Royal Knights. And then there was also already a Psychmon on board. So I was just shaking my head, going away from the table as a judge, and was like, oh man, this poor guy. And then I came after the entire round. I asked, well, how did you play against Purple Hybrid with Psychmon? And he was like, I beat him 2-0. What the hell? So that alone just gives me an impression Purple Hybrid has lost a lot of its power with the ban list. That banned the Matt Ishida. And yeah, again, on top of that, Gallantmon comes into the mix. I don't think you'll have a pretty good time. Still, strong deck, don't get me wrong. Virus Imperial. Virus Imperial is also potential for brick. So it has one of the strongest floodgate effects that will be global on your opponent's board, even if they out the fighter mode. And that's one of the biggest plus points, but you need to get through to that point. And I think it's easier for some other decks to just OTK or get into a chill position where you can just, control the board and not be entirely outed by a fighter mode. Apart from that, so Hoodimon is really, really hit by this. Fighter mode would hit it, but Hoodimon can play can play the game, right? They can still play the game before that, so prepare for that, or after that they can just Venusmon or something. There are plays, and the other top decks, like, they don't care about fighter mode, even if someone high rolls them. I don't think fighter mode Virus Imperial will do something. So Dark Masters are just fun decks, right? It's just a fun deck. I've seen a lot of people tinker with some Kari Kamiya. If you add 2 security, suspend to gain 1, and then you could choke your opponent to 1. Or also the Matt Ishida, that if one of your Digimon gets deleted, you could suspend to gain 1. That's cool and all, right? But no. That's just not it. That's not the kind of non-engine you want to supplement your deck with. Like, making your deck more memory efficient. It's kind of a good idea, but if that's what your deck actually needs, and the other part of it, if you are efficient enough to choke your opponent 1, all you're doing is maybe 1 deletion or 1 bottom deck or 1 Digivolve per turn. Let's not talk about Metal Silver, who just freezes 1 Digimon. Which, have you ever heard about breeding? Have you seen like the Tsunarizamon from the Magnetic players that just don't care about Dark Masters? Like, Dark Masters could literally do all of their best plays for 3 turns, and then it would get OTK'd by Magnetic Draw with the Pyramidimon that gets 6+ and unsuspended. So yeah, I don't know. Malor Myotismon with Digital Gate open is nuts, dude. But it's also a purple deck, so I don't think it will be a regional winner. But I don't know, it's like in the middle, right? You're obviously a victim to the new Gallantmon, but you also are a pretty good winner from the Digital Gate Open. So I would say the support puts it in the middle, and with more consistency by Digital Gate Open against other matchups, that's insane. Like, this deck is nuts, as we've seen with Toto, right? Yeah, I think that could show up in Top Cut again. Moving on, Sakuyamon has lost a lot of its teeth. It has fallen off so hard. I would maybe still put it in local if you have like a person that really wants to play Sakuyamon and puts in the time, puts in the effort, puts in the Shakamon to get Sec plus and give your opponent Sec minus. Yeah, I think Sakuyamon is something to be reckoned with, but just on local level, I don't think it will show up in Top Cut. It hasn't shown up in Top Cut in the past, and I don't think the release of Hoodimon is a plus for Sakuyamon. So yeah. Mother Eater is actually Recycle Bin. Let's not talk about that. Deusmon is maybe the same. I think it's a little bit better, because if we're talking about Epmon, we'll put Poseidomon in the Recycle Bin. I am the biggest Poseidomon hater on the planet. I thought it looked kind of cool, and the idea was kind of nice that you leave your opponent 1 stack, and you just got blocker and 20,000 DP, so they couldn't go into CS security without sacrificing something important. Yeah, but no, I'm the biggest hater. Let's just leave that in a recycle bin. Next up, Mastemon is, to my surprise, so to my knowledge, it's really, really strong, and because it can abuse a lot of the good cards that it has had in the past, but now much better with Partition and the Mastemon that actually like can stick on the board. It has Barrier. It has a Scapegoat. It floats with Partition. All of these things are insane, right? It's super crazy. Also, we've got, like, if you have both the Mirates, like the EX6 and the BT11 Mirai on the board, you can do whatever you want. You will have combo. You can actually, it's custom. It's these. If you have these cards on the board, it's a custom game. You can do whatever you want. You can play Sandbox. It's so nuts. And then you also got Patamon, which can Digivolve into any Gatomon for 0. You've got the Reduction Gatomon. You've got the Gain Memory Gatomon if the security is removed. You also got the, what was the last one? The Surge Gatomon, which can also search your Tamer, by the way. So not only do you get the Digimon pieces, but also the Tamers, which are insane. So yeah, Mastemon is kind of nuts. Really nuts. Yeah, Poseidon can finish really fast if you have the piece. Yeah, Poseidon can finish really fast if you have the pieces. Same thing. Like, but the amount of pieces that you need, if you have just 1 level 5, you are in such a bad position. Or if you, I can't. Again, I can't express it too much, but the idea of you need to app fusion to have like memory efficient plays is so hard to facilitate sometimes. And I think Ojamon Digivolves for 4, and Poseidon also digivolves for 4. So if you don't want to digivolve for 4 into Ojamon, you need to find the app link on level 4s, and you have 16 champion level Digimon, which not all can app fuse into each other. Some can app fuse into Ojamon, some can app fuse into Beautymon. So I don't know. It's the same thing with the other Appmon decks, and this one just makes your opponent with the alternative healings, makes your opponent not suspend with some Digimon. Now, what about the best decks, which are just single stack decks? I don't know. It's kind of hard. Now, Amy Aiba is here for the CS trade deck, and I think CS without Hoodimon, so the BT22 CS, is a local winner, or even worse. I think it's somewhere between this, because Alphamon and Dianamon were two of the strongest cards in CS, and I guess with Alphamon, with the Unsuspend and Rise Greymon Inherited, you can kind of do 4 checks and OTK in a way, which only means after some chip damage you can OTK, right? But it's not like, or if you have a second body, but it's still memory efficient. Like, I could see it winning locals, but not anymore, right? Because Hoodimon is just better CS. I'm torn apart. We don't have that many fun decks, so I'll just say CS is fun deck. And now looking at the other decks, it would be at the top of fun deck tier list here. Yeah, and I think everything that we put at local winner might be a little bit stronger. And maybe Paldra is a little bit worse. I don't know, don't forget that CS now can use the new Royal Knights card. Oh, that makes him stronger. Good thing from chat. Yeah, I think CS with the new cards with Craniamon! Oh my god, Craniamon! And you've got Takumi Aiba for protection. Okay, never mind. This guy comes somewhere here. And no one saw the Paildramon move down. Okay. And Examon. Okay, that's a level 7. Let's not talk about those. So, yeah. Okay. Gallantmon. Yeah, so many good cards. Let's actually talk about Examon. I think Examon is it's a fun deck. So, in preparation of this tier list, right, I have talked to my local Examon players. I've played Examon today as well. And first of all, I thought Examon was like Omnimon, but with less piece requirements. Why? Right? Because you don't need a tamer. Omnimon always needs tamers. They either need a Taikamiya, a Mad Ishida, or a Nokia to start their turns, to start their plays. Otherwise, you can play 11 memory and go into the old cards, or pay 12 memory and do nothing because the new cards actually need a Nokia. So that's where I was with Examon not needing a tamer. Like, obviously that's just much better, and just play enough level 5s so you can just go into a level 4, slam the level 5, digivolve the other level 5 because of the your turn, the new level BT20 level 4s, and then you just go into Examon at the end of turn. What I didn't realize is you need Draco X for the end of turn, or the old cards, like the old level 5s with end of turn digivolve. So you're always looking for one of those pieces, which is kind of a Nokia that you're looking for. Because if you don't have end of turn, you don't have DNA. That's pretty hard. If you don't have Nokia, you can go into Omni, I guess. So that's kind of hard. Next up, we've got, you still need to find both level 5s with different colors, right? You don't have something that's like a substitute for both colors. And I've seen decklists play only 10 level 5s, which means you play 5-5, which is worse than Omnimon. Those play 6-6. And also, look at Omnimon, they have so many cards that they can just search cards or play get things back from trash. They've got Mirai BT22, which can just trash something you don't need from hand and draw 2 cards, and then float into the Tamer that you need. And guess what? The Tamer plays out a Gabumon, which you can also search again. And then you look at Examon. Examon has BT11 Dracomon. And guess what? Dracomon bottom decks Draco X. What is that? Draco X is one of the best cards in the deck, which can actually digivolve for 0 into a champion and gets you the end of turn digivolve that you need, end of turn DNA. And you can search it with the only rookie searcher. What the fuck, right? And what do you put in there? A memory boost, like the dual color memory boost. And let me get started on those dual color memory boosts. If you have the green and the blue, like the Jade memory boost, and you get the Dracomon, which is red, the BT21. Like, good fucking luck finding the colors, right? You need to Digivolve on top of the start of main Dracomon. That makes no sense. Why would you Digivolve on top of something that has the start of main in your raising? That's so inefficient. Also, okay, look. There's the other memory boost, the Wisteria memory boost, which can get blue and red. That's kind of nice. That one does not search the ground one with the end of turn DNA. And how many cards do you have end of turn DNA, which you need for your combo because you play level 5 hard. You don't Digivolve, you play level 5. Yeah, guess what? The old ground one is not searched by that, so you have cards that just don't work at every point in the game. And then you look at Omnimon, they have a Gabumon which searches top 3 for 2 cards to pick up. And then you'll be like, oh no, you just mentioned BT11 Dracomon. No, BT11 Dracomon gets 1 Examon, and the other thing has to be something with Dramon in its name. Again, none of your rookies. If you commit that rookie is gone. Jesus. Examon is a fun deck. It can't even win locals. Maybe my list was ass because I don't have EX3 cards, but no, I had some EX3. Don't hate me. But Examon has been such a pain for me personally. Moving on, Galaxy. Galaxy will not be playing Grace Nova because ban list has Sion Co on the ban list. So one of the strongest variants of Galaxy is, again, Galaxy Toolbox, which goes into Gallant X, which goes into Hexablow, which goes into Diana, which is still Diana's Galaxy, right? The other cards were not, but these are pretty good cards, and I think it is at least local winner, like in the middle of the local winners, if not also a top cut contender. It's like high B tier, really, really high B tier, or maybe low A tier. If we look at the other decks, no, I think it's A tier. Like, the Tamer, the double Tamer, the Ko and Sayo from EX5 is still one of the best cards ever printed. Like, cheating Digivolution is insane. And they can go into their reduction level 5s and then put the level 5s down for another level 5 that can do everything. I'm really impressed with the Tamer, and I'm really impressed with the deck. They can cheat out the Tamer, by the way. Draw additional cards, gain additional Digivolving effects. This is pretty insane, right? Gain additional sources for the Apollomon, whatever. If Rock stays as popular as it is, Galaxy will have a hard time since the Dynamo is really, really good for Galaxy, but also triggers all the Rock inheritance. Okay, that pushes Galaxy down by quite a bit because, yeah, as Chad mentioned, if you trash any of the Rock inheritance, which have Digivolved, you will be Digivolved. And at some point, I think Dianamon trashes 4 Digivolution cards. So if you trash all of the opponent's cards, because he only has 3, and one of them is Digivolve, you're in a pretty bad spot, right? Okay, I'll still leave it at A tier. It's a really, really nice deck. It's memory efficient. It draws like 10 million cards in 2 turns. So nice. Really, really nice. Next up, Belphomon. I think Belphomon is a fun deck. Not much to say about that, right? It might be local winner if your opponent doesn't know how to read cards, which is pretty likely, right? You're playing Digimon, which is a trading card game, and trading card players don't read cards, so there's a chance for that. But I don't know. You're unaffected for 1 turn. One Belphomon sleep mode can stop attacks, the other one can suspend Digimon. Then you've got Fortitude, you've got the new Rage mode, you've got the old Rage mode with Sec Plus. So you do stuff, but I think doing 2 checks and ending on sleep mode, man, I don't know if that's the game. I don't think anyone would be mad if I just leveled in Fun Deck, right? Next up, Jesus, my throat is dry. Next up, we've got Bagra Army. And Bagra Army is at least local winner, with a small caveat. So Bagra has a lot of cards they can use from BT10, from EX10, and from some sets in between. I'm not the biggest Bagra player, but Yu is one of the best Digicross tamers because he pseudo Digicrosses with 3 cards from under him, each for a reduction of 2. And he can do that on top of any Digicross within the Bagra army. So they, I think if you have a level 6 that costs 12, they most likely can Digicross themselves for -4, which leaves them at 8. And you can also Digivolve for Digicross for 6 on top of that. So a 12 cost Mega level would only cost 2 with 1 U and with itself. So that's kind of nice. And one of the upsides, you don't only need to play Bagra army cards, you can also play the cards that have been kind of designed for hunters, because hunters always play out by name. So you can always play out a Digimon Tamer card with Yu Amano in its name, which is obviously the best card ever printed for Bagra army. That's pretty nice. Also, you have generic save in its text support. Stuff like digivolving into something with save in its text reduced with the the Tagire from BT21. That's kind of nice. Also, start of main, put something under a Tamer, gain 1, draw 1 is always a nice effect, because the Tagire can also be cheated out. All in all, I think Hunter's Bagra is the strongest version of the deck, and that kind of Bagra army I would place in local winner. Yeah. Whoa, second to last, Gamamon. Gamamon has got a lot of support, and let me tell you, the new support cards are insane. The new Goldus Gamamon is nuts. It can puck something under from trash or hand, I believe, and then gain 1 memory or something like that, or Digivolve for 1 reduced into trash. Stuff like that. Like, you have crazy combo turns, right? So I still put it a fun deck, because the deck spins in circles, has plus DP and deletes on the board. Let's give it local winner, come on. Let's put it in fun deck, I'm kidding. So, again, Gamamon, it just deletes the board, it floats into a lot of pieces, and it ends up nowhere. It kind of ends up on a new Regulus Gamamon. Yeah, Regulus Gamamon is the correct one, the level 5, which can end of turn, if you have 5 sources, attack again. That's kind of nice. But he costs 5 for Digivolution in its own archetype. The last time I've seen that was, what was it called? Shroudmon for Pulsemon. That one Digivolve for 5. And that one was awful. And that one was level 6. I get a level 6 for 5 cost. But a 6 for level 5 for 5 cost? Jesus Christ. What have they done to you? You really need to find the option, like strongest bond between brothers or something. Because otherwise, I don't see what you're doing with that. Yeah, Goldus Gamamon. Prove me wrong, I think that's just a fun deck. And lastly, we also got what they're called, Royal Base. I love Royal Base. Royal Base has been on my radar for a long time, because I got some cards from the special release, what was it, 2.0 or 2.5? And like Royal Base was something that I just on the side like collected. And as I've collected it, I obviously want to play it, and I played it on DCGO, and I just got stomped by every deck. Like, even B-tier decks, like, let's say, the top 60% of Digimon just crush Royal Base. And I think the new support... am I coping here? Is it a local winner? I don't know. The new support is insanely strong, and then puts it up a step from fun decks. It's a local winner now. Mark my words, next local, you'll see me bzz, bzz, bzz on my opponents, right? It will be the future. Like, the new supports is all a fall-off, apart from maybe the Funbimon. But you can Tamer cheat. You can get a new Tamer, which is nice. It gains 2 memory. You can use Royal Base, which is not a new card, but anyways, Royal Base is really good option card. You've got protection on level 5, and you also got an ace, which puts something under. You can turn steal with the ace, because the new Tamer suspends for memory all turns. Cinema. And on top of that, either you just build up a board which is too big for your opponent, but maybe your board is too big, and you've got so much, like, that's pretty easy to build up, because you've got the Funbimon, which reduces Digivolution from itself, you've got Royal Base, which reduces Digivolution, you've got the new Tamer, which gives you memory, you've got Protoform, which can also reduce Digivolution, and give you more security if your stacks are outed, which is kind of fine. If you move out from Raising, Protoform for 0 Digivolve, because you'll either have the Funbimon, or you'll have the Royal Base in security. you'll be pretty good. Like, you just have level 4, you've got Protoform, and if you put Protoform on there, guess what? At start of main, you put something under the security, put the top card, and guess what? Protoform is back there. So you just recovered 1, you can reduce by 1 again, and you can recover again if you get that Protoform, if you get that stack outed somehow, apart from Digivolve. If they Digivolve you are down to a rookie, that's kind of bad, but apart from that, again, it's really nice. And at the end of the day, you can just OTK with Tiger Vespermon, which has 17k, 8 unsuspense. This is insane. I love this deck. And with that concludes the tier list. Do you guys have any hard feelings right now, or do you think this is a good list? I miss ghosts. Brother, have you read Gallantmon? Like BT23 Gallantmon. So there is a way in Digivolving an on play that says you can't play Tamers or Digimon from trash until the end of your opponent's turn. No, your opponent can't play Digimon Tamers from trash. So, what? I did miss Jasmine. Jasmine is right here at local winner. Right? Because Jasmine is it's triple alliance, like at the second or third turn, which is kind of nice. But Genku Turtle might be a little bit stronger. I mean, Genku Turtle might be able to use Jasmine as well, I guess. Like as a 2-off, if you can find the space. Or like a mixture of those, I don't know. Some stuff like that. Okay. If that's all, we get to the glowing finale. We will take a look at some Evolved gameplay. No, first of all, we will take a look at Digislots tier list. So let me change the... Yeah, that's how we do it. So, now that we have discussed how a tier list could look, let's take a look at Digislots. So Digislots is also a guy from Germany. I saw him on some regionals, and I'm really interested in his videos and his kind of evaluation from everything, right? If we look at this... 1 second. If we look at this, we see a lot of things that make a lot of sense, right? We see Magnetic Draw at the top tier. Makes absolute sense. We see Gallantmon not far behind. Also makes a lot of sense. I'll put it a little bit higher, but whatever. And then things... No, let's collect everything that makes sense, right? Royal Knights also close tier 1, tier 1.5. I mean, yeah, I guess it's kind of perspective. If your deck loses to Royal Knights, I can see how that's your perception, but Royal Knights has problems, and they do exist. Apart from that, Mastumon exists, that's pretty cool. The Birds exists, yeah. Bagramon, yeah, also arguably okay. But then we start looking at the entire list a little bit closer, and we see Examon at tier 1. We see Examon being stronger than Gallant. We see Examon being stronger than, I don't know, Sakuyamon stronger than Alphamon, which I think that's CS. We see it being stronger than Gilbert's, stronger than Megidra. I think that's Cope on every point of interaction. Nah, brother. Also, Omnimon. Have you ever like played 8 rounds in regionals with Omnimon? Like, you will brick. There's no way you can play Omnimon 8 rounds and consistently find your pieces. I can see that on a local. I can see... Wait, can I see that? I can see that on local win, yes. So I can see it winning locals, which is not tier 1. Again, I like to have some words on my tiers, so people get what I'm saying. Or do you think we should put Omnimon in tier 7.8? Is that a good tier? I don't know. Numbers mean nothing. So, tier 1, I don't think tier 1 is a local winner. I think tier 1 should be one of the top contenders for regional or like finals events or whatever. I don't know. And I don't think Omnimon is consistent enough. I'm telling you, like they got a lot of good tools, but that's not it. And guess what? Who has less consistency tools than Omnimon? Examon. We've discussed this. So no, I don't think Omni and Exa can be at tier 1. Exa, no, brother. Like, hell no. Next up, how do we feel about Beelzemon? How do we feel about Beelzemon in tier 1.5? I play Omnimon. Even in locals, I brick a lot. Yeah, you see? I've lost just because I can get to do anything because of no tamers. Yeah, that's exactly the point, right? You brick, you can't see your stuff. You, especially if you have full combo in hand, but you don't have a tamer, because they deleted it or you couldn't see it at all. Like, you're not playing Digimon. You're not digivolving. Like, literally, the new level 6s, they can't digivolve in the entire deck unless you have a Nokia. Unless you have a Nokia. And you know where my Nokia is? Like, 3 of them are partying at the bottom of my deck, and 1 of them is in security. But it's the first security which is trashed by Magnetic Draw. So, yeah. Miraculous Mega Knight loses to Magnetic even on timing questions. That's also one of the funniest things, right? If you go into like the turn where you want to finish with Magnetic Draw, like your level 6s will be deleted. And the Omnimon player uses Miraculous Mega Knight, and on the Miraculous Mega Knight, or after the Digivolution happens, obviously the turn player, Magnetic Draw, gets to use their trash effects first. And guess what? One of the trash effects is just digivolving your Omnimon so you don't get your one digivolving. I had games as well where I had 5 War Grandmas at the bottom deck. Yeah. That's so again, Omnimon, let's not talk too long about this. Cydomon only is tier 1.5 if you can see your pieces, and you're not going to see your pieces. Belphemon, whatever. Do you consider Mastermon CS a real deck? Consider Mastermon CS. So here's the question, right? What is stronger, the CS Mastermon or the let's say Mirai Mastermon? I think both of them have kind of a place in this entire discussion, but I don't know which one I would prefer, because pairing CS together with the Mastermon top end, it's kind of difficult, right? Because you can't find the old like promo Mastermon. You can only find that if you play the EX6 Gatomon that searches. So it has advantages and disadvantages at every corner. Mastermon CS is better. Mastermon more toolbox. Can OTK in CS style. Okay, yeah, one of the biggest upsides in the CS Mastermon is obviously using the inheritance of the what was it? The inherited of the rookies. They can just put the top card at the bottom, and once that plays, you've got level 5 again to DNA Digivolve. And because the CS Mastermon plays out the level 5, you can DNA immediately. So that's really insane. But I don't know if the OTK on level 6, like on level Mastermon level 6, would be better than Hoodimon, right? Because Hoodimon DNA is on level 5. They also only got a 4-off in Shakumon, whereas the CS Mastermon has a 4-off in Mastermon. So I don't know. I think you need to do like 20 games of playtesting to see if CS Mastermon or Angels Mastermon follow that, or Mirai Mastermon better. Mastermon set security to 3 at first. Yeah, that's really insane. Like, it puts it at 3, you alliance double check, then you use the inherited, put something under promo master, and then goodbye. Goodbye. Next up, what else did we have here? Oh, I didn't talk about Dark Animals because there's nothing to talk about Dark Animals. I think the new support is, well, really good. Like, Bandai does a lot of good things to old decks, but that doesn't fix the issue that Dark Animal as itself doesn't exist. And I'm not talking about EX5, I'm talking about BT9 Dark Animal, Undead Dark Animal. Yeah. No, that deck doesn't exist. I don't think that deck does. I don't think that deck exists. We also got a Phoenixmon on here, which I don't know if it's Zexon or if it's like the birds themselves, like Garudamon, Phoenixmon, and stuff like that. But either way, I think tier 2 might be fine. Virus Imperial Hunters. I don't know why a bunch of Leomon is here. If that's CS, I can see it. If that's Leomon Tribal, I don't see it. And one of the most upsetting things to me is, why is Leviamon on tier 2.5? Like, tier 2.5 is really low. I can see the Justimon, but Leviamon on 2.5? Leviamon is one of the few decks that doesn't necessarily need to play by effect out of trash. They rather want you to play by effect out of trash, and when you play out of trash, you just Digivolve. They Digivolve into Levia X, which is nuts, right? I've seen people cut the Biting Crush, but not the 7th Lightning, because the effect from Biting Crush is so hard to set up. Like, you need to play it for 8, and then you need to play out from trash the Levia. So I guess that's a reasonable take to cut a Biting Crush, because that one's only triggered if the opponent plays something by effect, and then you need to play him out from trash. So if the Gallantmon really gets some hard impact into the meta, you will not be able to use a Biting Crush. So makes a lot of sense. On the other side, you have some good Tamer removal. You've got level 4 and 6 removal on the Leviamon, and with the Leviamon X deletes level 3, 5, and 7, and the 7th Lightning deletes level 4 and 6. So yeah, I think leaving 7th Lightning in there is pretty nice. And I think that's all that I want to talk about regarding the meta, unless the chat wants to bring something up. I want to move on and go to Evolved. So Evolved, and in case you're not familiar with Evolved, somehow that works. Evolved is one of the biggest Digimon content creators, and he does from the what's it called? From the production value, he does some of the best Digimon videos that exist. Like, I used to watch so much Evolved back in the day. Like, look at his gameplay, look at his deck profiles. And I don't know, something got me away from Evolved. And now a lot of people with the BT23 release, they send a lot of Evolved videos, and we've seen them on Discord. And I have not prepared anything for these videos, but there are some videos that I partly saw, and I want to go through them like on 2x speed and see how the plays were, because some of these plays were rage baiting me beyond possible measurement. Like, I was screaming. I was actually screaming. And let's actually start with one I vividly remember. So the video is called Ace Counter to Steel Turn. Ace Counter to Steel Turn. What do you expect when you see Ace Counter to Steel Turn?
New updated
We will take a look. Again, I'll put the speed a little bit up so we get through this. And just, right, speeding through it. So, your opponent is Jesmon, and Jesmon uses the option, which is kind of nice. And here is the first thing. The first thing. So, if you are recording a video, and your first play is Uko into Angewomon. What? How do you go into Angewomon first turn? I know a lot of Jesmon decks that can just delete this Angewomon. Imagine your opponent has BT20, which was it? BT20 Jesmon for 11. And this Angewomon would be deleted. The Jesmon would be on board with a decoy token. And your Angewomon is gone. If they have the new Gankimon BT23, they just play out the token and delete play cost 9. Also, the Angewomon is gone. Also costs 11. Let's see what happens, right? Or you just Digivolve with the 7 memory that you have, or the 6 memory that you have, and then go into another Jesmon. Like, you can go into the new Jesmon and does it have raid? I don't know. I don't think it has raid. But there are a lot of things that could happen here, right? He goes for Master to Disciple, goes for a Sistermon, and then in Raising. Okay. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. Let's see what else happens. There's the Mirai. We can hatch something. That's the quick reader for the Mastamon. I mean, Mastamon is a pretty difficult card, I guess. It is, to be fair. Okay, we go in for one check with the Angewomon. It survives on the Systemon. Ukomon goes in, is deleted on the Systemon. And then we've got a Mirai. So this Angewomon has been here, not for one turn, not for 2 turns, but now for 3 turns. Let's see what else. The Jasmine player moves out. We've got the Jasmine player moving out. Are you getting out of Systemon? Okay, we're kind of nice. Bao Hagmon gets out. Delete something with 5k. Nothing gets deleted. That's pretty fine. Another Systemon. That's kind of nice. And then we go into that Jasmine. And there's the Tamer. Okay, nice. Now here's the question. Big question to everyone that knows Jasmine. He digivolved and played out a token with the when digivolving. Now he's able to attack by effect. 2 questions. What is his target with the effect? And also, what will his when attacking play out, which is optional? He doesn't need to play out another Systemon, maybe. Doesn't want to play out something with the when attacking. Let's see. And also, again, first question, what is he going to attack into? Is he going to attack into the Mastamon, which is a combo piece? Keep in mind, the breeding is empty. Oh wait, there's the CL. Okay, CL is played out, that's pretty nice. He goes into security. He goes into security. First check the TK Takaishi, which is limited to 1. That's kind of nice. So, let's self-set up. What do we want to put into security? Let's see. We put in Angewomon, something we don't need, maybe. Maybe that's just what we roll with, right? Kinda nice. Next check. Memory boost. A memory boost. Let's see if that comes up. That's crazy. Okay, so we have a Jasmine board, which just dealt 3 security checks, gave us a TK, a memory boost, and didn't attack Angewomon. Which, keep in mind, if Angewomon got deleted here, yes, we could use the Mirai, suspend, and digivolve into the Angewomon from trash. But then what? Then what? We would have had to play the Gatomon, use the Mirai to digivolve. That costs something, and I don't know, with what we did right now, right, we could keep turn because of the memory boost and the Mirai, and if we have an Angewomon, maybe we have an Angewomon in hand, we might be able to do stuff. Oh, damn, we've got an Angewomon, that's crazy. Let's see what we can do with that. End of turn DNA. I'm getting some advertisements, nice. So while that happens, let's go over here and see if we've got some interesting decks to look at. Maybe it's Jasmine deck list. Are you interested in this Jasmine deck list? No? Okay, moving on. We go to promo Mastamon. Mastamon is going to recover 1 and then do a lot of stuff. For every Mastamon at different points of interactions, we've got playing out something by effect, placing something in security, trashing security. I think it's going to place something in security, trash top security. That's kind of nice. Suspend the TK to keep the turn once again. And now he's got not even a single Digimon that can digivolve. Wiping out holy moly. Wait, whoa. By recovering 1, suspend the TK to oh, because we recovered 1, we could suspend the TK. Okay, and go into rune mode. Keep the turn once again. And now okay, do you already see the ace counter to steal turn? Just wait, it gets even better. The attacking Angewomon was better, but what if they wipe the whole board next turn if you just attacked Angewomon? I mean, I'm just saying, it's interesting how turn 1 was play out the Angewomon, and this Angewomon survived not once, but twice. It's crazy. It's crazy. Do you remember when the Jasmine player got like 6 memory, searched for the entire turn, and on the follow-up didn't out suspended Angewomon?
because now he can just hard evo normally.
How?
Ideally, I guess he
How?
could like, set up that Gatomon if he had
How?
it earlier on with
How do
BT
you
there when he was
how do you
checking
search
security. But otherwise, I don't
how
think
do
there
you
was.
search for
So then
6
anyways, he's
memory
gonna go for a
and
search,
then
grab some
not
pieces. There
out
is a
an
Domino that
Angewomon
you can grab, which
in
isn't
a
bad
Mastamon deck
either.
with
The Digimon
only
works very
the
well.
Mirai that lets you
But looks like
Digivolve
I think he's gonna
once
opt in to go
just
for
choked the
Angewomon, which already
Mastamon
has
player
HP,
and they can't
by
play.
being
I mean,
able
that
to
wouldn't make
continue
for a
to
good
cycle
video
the
either,
normal
I guess.
cards by
But
Digivolving,
hang
he
out
can
to level
easily just go
7,
into
like
another
there is so many
Mastamon
cool
here. So he's
combos you
gonna
can do
hard
with the
drop
new
the
Mastamon cards.
Angewomon,
For example,
being
this
able to grab the security tag and then recover one, and because
he
you
played
recover one,
Genkumon
his
and gave
game
him
one,
10
draw
million
one,
memory, by the
gain
way,
memory off Mirai for
which
playing Angewomon,
just my
also
rage
gain
bait
memory memory
didn't
for
register
Tuesday
that.
as well.
My rage bait
Being able to trigger all
radar.
those effects is just absolutely valuable.
But again,
And
that's the
now
thing.
he's
No,
able
let's
to
actually
start
go back.
really
Let's keep that
Digivolving into the
in
new
keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Mastamon, which I think that
Let's go back. I was talking way too much.
Digimon
So
player
he's at 5 because Rune Mode. Rune Mode makes a lot of sense.
is gonna have to
Rune
restart
Mode makes a lot of
all over
sense.
again.
Now we've got the
Kumon
new
and go
Genkumon
into
coming
a
for
X in order to de-digivolve
a lot.
down the Digimon player
From
is
5
gonna
to
have
7 makes 12.
restart all over again.
Okay. For 12 a Genkumon.
Wow.
Interesting.
What a crazy
And
comeback.
what do
He
we
really
end
has no
on?
choice but to put
What
down
do
the
we end
Genkumon
on
and
as
go
the
into
Mastamon
a
player?
Genku
The
X in
Mastamon
order to
player ends with a
de-digivolve
Lady
Mirai so that
Devimon
it can
and the
get another
Patamon.
blanket
Now
fight
let me
on
guess
turn.
what the
Now he
Patamon
gets
is
to
going
push
to
out
digivolve
the
into. Oh,
Patamon.
okay, nothing.
And with
Okay.
Patamon, he doesn't really get to
Pause,
digivolve here,
pause.
which is unfortunate, but that's okay.
Pause.
Because now he can just hard evo normally.
So
Ideally, I
what
guess
I'm
he could
what
have
I'm
set
going
up
at, right?
Patamon if he
It
had it earlier
seemed
on
like
with
it
TK there when he
seemed
was checking
like
security, but otherwise I don't think there was.
he
But then
he
again,
it's
there's
like they're
crafting
writing a
pieces,
script
there is
and
a
every
Digimon
line
that
at the
which isn't
start
bad
of a
either.
Mastamon turn
But
is
the
like,
Digimon
oh,
works very well.
we need a level
So it
5
looks
on
like
board.
he's gonna opt in
Bro,
to go
you
for
cannot
Digimon,
attack my
which
level
isn't
5. I
bad
need level 5 to
but by
show some
being
combo
able
plays.
to continue the
I've
cycle
seen
in all
Mastamon players
cards
do
by digivolving,
insane
he can
combos on
easily
turn
just go
2.
into
Like
another
they
Mastamon
move
here.
out
He's
one
gonna hard drop the
Patamon and
Angewomon,
they end on an
being
entire
able to grab the
Mastamon even
security
though I
tag
choked
and
them at
recover one,
once.
and
Something
because
along
you
those
recover one,
lines.
it's gain one, draw one, gain a
Yeah.
memory off Mirai for playing the
Oh,
Angewomon,
Deku, what's up?
also
Yeah,
being
yeah,
able to
I
do
watched
a
your deck
TK as
profile.
well, being able to trigger all those
Because
effects
we're
is
talking about the
absolutely
regional,
valuable,
and
now he
obviously
can
I had to
start
watch the
gaining
first
digivolving
place
into the
deck
new Mastamon,
profile.
which we can see what it does,
Nice
and it
one.
can probably maybe deal with this board,
I
which
sadly I
is
couldn't
the board
stay
is
until the
really
end
immune
where
to
you
Digimon X on the opponent's side, so it is
actually
gonna be
did the
tricky to
profile.
deal with Genku
Appreciate
X.
it, yeah.
He has to be a little bit careful because usually when there's Genku X here on the
Yeah.
board, and if you attack, they can go into
Again,
a
if I wasn't
ace.
there as a
But I
judge,
feel like
we
it's supposed to
could
try
have
to
done
pressure
a
as
little bit
many
more, but
bodies
yeah.
and try to get as much
Right now
off of
we're
the
kind
deck
of
playing as disrespect. So he's
watching
gonna
at
go for
Evolved. You
Angewomon,
probably know
using
Evolved,
the
right?
deck
If
again
you've
just to
been
cycle through
Digimon,
top security, which is
been
equivalent to
evolved
drawing
into
cards
Digimon.
and recovering, and then he's gonna swing
So
for
this
two
this
checks and
Mastamon
alliances
this
together
Mastamon
with the
gameplay, like
Mastamon,
it's
which
just
is gonna
hard
be at
playing at level
eight.
5.
This is
That one
gonna
survives
have
for
more
2
DP
turns.
over the
No,
Digimon
for
GX
4
Ace,
turns.
so it's
2
not
of your
only able to
opponents and
pop
2 of your
through
own.
the Mastamon that are attacking, it can
And
pop
now
through
he
the
like
side,
this is
otherwise
so
it'll pop the
crazy.
Gato if the
This is
opponent
so
does, which the
crazy.
opponent is considering here because it
Beyond
is
my
a really good
imagination.
opportunity to go into it
So
anyways,
okay,
and
there's
then
an
you'll be
ace.
able to tackle
That's
source
kind of
with
nice.
the
There's
track,
something is
you'll
going to be
attack the
deleted.
Genkumon from that
If he
end,
chooses to delete the
which is something
Mastamon,
which
he's just
again,
going to
you
use
won't camp
Scapegoat.
in the
No,
Mastamon
wait,
because that
Gatomon
will
is going to be
the
deleted.
Digimon GX Ace. So it
Um,
looks like they're gonna go for the Gatomon.
yeah, I
And then
don't
now the
know.
two
I
ships
don't
is gonna
know.
go through.
Like this
Mastamon's
is
ultimate
so
effect is
over.
gonna proc to like put something back in security, but the only thing that Dan can really put is his own Digimon, and it looks like he doesn't really want to. Just because by
Okay,
having
he's
a
got the
Digimon
last
there, he can
Mirai
still
set up.
play the ace threat game with the older
Let's see
Mastamon Ace
what
from
he
EX6.
does with
This is
that.
where the opponent is gonna have to try to play around it,
Oh,
but this is a
I
really
remember
tough
why
spot
the
to
video's
put the opponent
titled,
in.
what's it called? Ace
Technically,
counter
the
to
opponent
steal
does
turn.
have lethal on
Are you
board,
ready for
so he
ace
has
counter to
try
steal
play around
turn?
the ace, but if they play around
Now,
the
the
ace,
Jesmon
as soon as
GX,
they
which
check
is
in the
on board,
security
could
track
go
of
kind
Jesmon
of for
GX
game
Ace,
because trash top 2
Mastamon
security
in
cards,
one is gonna be able to
right?
send that GX Ace back
And
into security and
unsuspend.
gain
So he does a
overflow
lot of
overflow,
checks,
and it's
really
stealing
a
the turn
lot
off
of
that. So the
checks.
opponent's gonna have to think how they want to go and start attack here. Well, the thing
Let's
is,
see
if they choose to
what
pop
we've got
Master,
here.
Master
The
can
Jesmon
also
on when attacking. What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Have the ace, he was gonna get into it anyways.
We don't know. We take back place here. We're kind of fine. He's going to attack. Yes, when attacking, place something under. Delete the Mastomon. Delete the Mastomon. Partition. 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 It happened. It happened. So he deleted the thing that does nothing basically. No, wait. Okay. It makes sense because the all turns, when he trashed security, would have placed the Jesmon GX. It's fine. Anyways. Wait, did I hear that correctly?
card off security with Angewomon.
He just say it's a one-off and he grabbed that?
Trashed the security. This is off security.
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Run that back, run that back, run that back.
Once again, they're gonna have to make some gambling.
Run that back. I think the partition Angewomon just got it from security. Let's see what happens.
Doing so, we're gonna resolve the effects first because Jessmon's affected delete.
Yeah. Show me what your Angewomon takes the top card. Slow-mo, my guy, slow-mo. Where is it? Go down. Playback speed 0.25. Investigating right here. It's the ace! It's in security! There's no way. My neighbors are going to hate me. It's like 11 p.m. I'm going to get arrested or something. He is just a better player. There is no way you play an Angewomon on your first turn. It survives 2 turns. Then you get a TK one-off in security and a memory boost. That's the only reason why you kept turn with the Gatomon. Then go into Mastermon. Then go into Rune mode. Your Rune mode gets Digivolved, so you can combo again into Mastermon. And then on the very only card you took from security when the partition was used, so there was no ace threat, by the way. On the only partition on play Angewomon, the card that you got, it's the ace. This script is so good. My god. Holy what? What? And just as a disclaimer, right? Just as a to be a little bit grown up. I don't think these videos are scripted. It's absolutely reasonable for that to happen. It's just funny it happened. It's really funny. And I have to give it to a Vault. The videos, quality-wise, they're really, really good. And I enjoy those. Anyway, let's keep on raging. So, he got the ace. He got the ace out of security. And now here comes the title into play. Ace counter to steal turn. Are you ready for Mastermon Ace?
Which, by the way,
grab the Mastermon Ace. Let's go. And what happens now? Guess what? There are 3 things that Mastermon does. Recover, play out, and place in security. And what is he going to do? Right. He is going to place his ace, Jessmon GX, says nah, place it into security and gets the overflow. To what? To steal turn.
Overflow 5,
Jesus.
That turn completely, and the
okay, now while he could just swing with everything in here's game. While he's doing that, chat is asking what kind of matchup is laying on your table in the background.
He's gonna now alliance with 2 tracks, which the opponent will
Pulsemon against Crossheart.
Now DNA into another Mastermon once again. Play out another body.
You wanna see that? You wanna see some Pulsemon against Crossheart? That's like the true BT19 BT20 matchup, by the way. Wait, is the double tamer from Pulsemon BT20?
What a crazy game 1 right here.
Yeah.
Next game facing off against Justimon.
Well, that, yes. And also, by the way, here's Shoutmon, equals 6. Nice card. Really nice. It's like a soft rune mode. This is a really good card to what? Right, to Digivolve Rune mode on top of. And to also Digivolve Chaosmon Valdorm on top of to actually win games. I love being a Crossheart player, it's so cool. And here's Kazuchimon. Kazuchimon is awesome. And the double tamer. Okay, let's get back to the board state right now. Let's have some quality analysis. We've got Justimon. Wait, do we have like a tier list? I closed the tier list. I didn't save that. Oh no. Oh, I didn't save the tier list. Okay, whatever. So anyways, what I wanted to show you guys, Justimon is at the bottom of both tier lists from Digislots and from me. And you know we value tier lists a lot. So both of them just being putting Justimon down there means this is going to be a match for sure, with Mastamon being just a little bit stronger, with the Patamon and the Mirai. Also, let's take a moment, let's pause the video. What is this setup? The opponent has, okay, a layer of protection and he can ace, that's pretty nice. But we've got Patamon go to start at a Gatomon while we played Mirai for first turn. What? What? Why would you move out a Cyberdra if Justimon can de-digivolve and break boards? You can de-digivolve something that has partition.
One of the most important things when it comes
Crazy.
to playing this yellow vaccine package
Crazy.
once you look at the
No, I guess it's because of the start of main, which makes sense.
Sure to memorize the cards that are in there.
I'm not saying the Justimon player could have played it better. I think it's just Mastamon is stronger. But it's again interesting how. No, I think you know the rest of the match. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Let's see where we go from here. So Justimon comes in, he trashes some option cards to. Oh, he even goes in security. That's pretty nice. He trashes his own option, which is also kind of nice. I think that was delay. Maybe it was not. Doesn't matter. He's got like 5 bodies. He also has a DNA on board, so yeah, I think this should be all she wrote. There's no protection left for Justimon. And rune mode! We found rune mode! Let's go! And there's this. Nah, brother. Nah. There's a Suna-Risamon. There's a Suna-Risamon promo. Wait, let me actually show you. Suna-Risamon promo. Do you know how old this is? This was in the BT4 booster. We are at BT23. BT4 came out when I wasn't born. When I was not born, this Suna-Risamon came out. Wait, that's the wrong one. I'm stupid as hell. It's this one. I'm stupid as hell. This is the Great Legend power-up. Never mind, Great Legend is what? BT4. The power-up pack, right? This came out before I was born, as well as the other one. Sunarisa is just a card. And he plays that. So
your opponent all they can do is
yeah.
play out a Rio, setting up
Nice.
which is a little bit too late, going to Cyberdramon, and then now
it's a little bit too late with the Cyberdron raising. Yeah, that's
absolutely insane. Push out Patamon.
Okay. So what are we going first with? We've got 2 more videos. We've got Jesmon and we've got Hoodimon. And I think let's first go for Jesmon.
BT23 Jesmon deck gameplay.
Let's investigate the hand. We've got Crimson Blaze, a Hugmon, 2 option cards to search. Hey yo, that's a decent start. Is the Crimson Blaze going to be important? Let's find out. Right? So let's skip 1 minute to evaluate.
Sort of like
oh yeah, that's a perfect way to go. Wait, let's actually go 2 minutes and 15 seconds because we've got 3 options. Choked our opponent at 1. We've got the start of main Bauhack, and they have 2 rookies.
Established their tamers out at the moment.
So there's a slight difference in setup right here. What did our opponent do?
But the other
if I saw it correctly,
is that
Digivolve into Golemon on top of the Hoodimon rookie. When attacking, attack with the Golemon. When attacking, play out the Godsumon to search something. What did he search? We don't know because I skipped it, but that's on me.
Giving the opponent as little memory.
So just one more turn, Hakmon on the battle area. And he's going to Digivolve into the Angemon. So there are 10 million turns being spent right here doing nothing. Let's see what we can do. We should be going for, like, we should be aiming at a Ganku export or a Jesmon board. Again, doing 3 checks into something. And just see where we can go
into this Bauhackmon, which is the most ideal one to help us climb up even more efficiently.
So that's the BT. Let me lie. I think BT13 line.
Effectively 2 hits, and when you do get your 2
I'm
hits,
not
you
doing. I'm sparing you the search.
Which is from the BT20,
but on the
so that I can play out the system Mont Blanc for free, and by doing so, I can gain memory back and trash cards away from my hand to draw 2 cards and continue cycling. And
It's
this
the
is the moment where
BT39,
I've
hell yeah.
pretty much gathered all the pieces that I need. So by playing out that System Mont Blanc, which you guys saw earlier, for reduced cost or even as a matter of fact, for free.
So we've got the Savior Arc, we've got the
Jesmon.
Jesmon, we can do a lot of stuff. We just need to
now we just gotta find a way
get
to
the
cast
opponent to a
turn.
low
And
memory
the way I want to do it
point.
is, again, to give the opponent as
with the
little memory
Palmon
as
and the Raising,
possible.
right?
And by having
We
the
kind
Master
of
Disciple option, this is
in
fantastic, because
danger
now
of
put the
our
opponent to
opponent
one.
just using the
But
main
hold
effect
on
to
a
gain 1
second.
memory,
What
then
I'm actually
also
gonna
using
do
the
is
memory
gonna use
boost
the
to go
end
to
of turn
Hudimon
effect
and
of
then
Savior
just
Arc to
clearing our
suspend my
entire
bond,
board. Let's
so that I
see
can now
what they
digivolve into
are
the
able
new
to do.
Jesmon for free.
There's a
By
Jesmon.
doing so, I would then play out the System on
Play out the
CL,
System
which
on
is from
CL.
BT6 to gain memory, and also gain additional memory from Bao Hakmon. With that, I'm going to be able to
That's
keep
pretty
my
nice.
turn, so that I
Keeping
can
turn.
continue to combo off in the
And gaining more
following
memory.
if I need to. I'm going to
Awesome.
try and see a way I can try and do as much damage as possible, but I think
Okay,
I do
we
see
go
an
in with
OTK line
Jesmon,
right
and when
here.
taking,
I
we
quickly
play out a
check
token.
over
That's
if I
really,
need
really
to get
nice.
into Jesmon
We've
XP
got
body, but generally, I think Hudimon
Alliance
doesn't
twice,
really
so
have a
we
lot of,
use
like,
the cards that
removal
have
options,
been
unless they're playing like the
not
slightly more control variant.
have
with
been
all
played
the
out this
different,
turn.
like,
There's the
Hudimon specific
Hudimon
options that
Alda.
can
Jesus
remove you.
Christ,
But
that
we're
one
just
goes
gonna
for
go
like
ahead and chunk
$70.
down 3 security, playing out the Authorone
Jesus Christ. Let's see if he has a Hudimon in hand.
Alliancing with
We
Jesmon
might be
itself,
able to
and
know if
also
there's a Hudimon in
alliancing
hand
once
if we
more
actually
with
watch the
Savior
entire video.
Hakmon's
Oh my
inherent
god,
effect.
there's the
And this is where
Kyuremon.
Chimeramon
What?
comes in clutch, because I just absolutely love this card in this deck, because by doing so,
Okay.
we can then DNA, and by DNA, we get to reset all of our inherit effects. And
Jesus,
then make
okay,
sure to check a
inherited
Hakmon that
gain
can help
1
me
memory
gain
is,
the memory back. So by going into a
is
second
is,
Jesmon, I'm going to
just
play out System on Xiao once again.
out there
BT6,
again.
Gain,
Gain is yet again 2 memory, inherited 2 memory. When attacking, suspend. When attacking Alliance, spend for Alliance.
I have
Okay,
Omni-X
okay.
to finish the game off, and
We
there's
are kind of
nothing that can
nice.
stop us
2
with this
checks.
security.
Omni-X for game, and there's the, yeah. I think that was just clean played. Let's take a look at the Hudimon. Maybe it was just the Mustimon gameplay that really grinded my gears, because the Jesmon was kind of fine.
Showcasing us how it all works
Let's
together. We'll
see.
be facing off against Belphemon, which got quite a
he
bit of support in
decided
EX10,
to
as well
digivolve
as with the
for
new support
the cost of
Belphemon X
1,
in BT23,
which is
a deck
something. I
definitely
mean, you
brought
could have played
back
the mirror, but
here,
whatever.
but anyways,
It's alright,
we're
it's
about to
alright.
showcase you
The other
guys,
guy
and
is
you're
going to
gonna
go
witness
for the
crazy
Belphemon.
amount
Not
of
bad.
loop attacking
So Terry
combos
can play out
non-stop with
something.
this
Mirai
deck
is
right
going to
here.
drop
So first
something
and
and
foremost, when it
draw
comes to
2
the
cards.
low-end rookie lineup, you want to play the BT22 CS rookies instead. That's because they
So
all
I
have
think
that
there's
inherent
just
effect
going
of
to
helping
be.
you
Oh,
touch
there's actually a Hudimon already
or you
coming
can
out.
save it so that
Or
you
was
have
that a
another
Hudimon? So
setup
it's
is
just a
pretty much
Terriermon
almost
going
there.
in
It
security,
attacks with the
dying.
Terriermon here. It gets
It's
deleted,
deleted.
but that's totally fine, because by now setting up the second
Okay.
Kurami Detective Agency, he's guaranteed to be able to go into Hudimon.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, having 2 memory boosts set up, you're going to be able to go into Hudimon pretty easily, pretty
The
early.
opponent's gonna start chipping here into the opponent's security, into Dan as well, and try. He digivolves into
So,
Hudimon for
we've got
cost. This is
all
where the
set up that we
combo
actually
is
need.
going
The
in.
opponent's
The opponent
Belphemon
is not gonna have
didn't come out yet, so
By going to Hudimon for
yeah,
full
we're
cost,
able
which
to
is a
attack,
lot, but
we're
that's
able to do
totally fine.
stuff.
You get to play out a Tamer for free. After that, you can DP reduce your opponent's Digimon by 3,000 for every Hudia trait you have on your own board, including
Alright.
the Hudimon itself. The
So
Agumon
far,
also
so
Hudia,
good.
So you can get rid of that Gizmon AT.
there's a
The opponent's gonna
Cheetos
pull out
on the board,
XT,
so
and now
Hudimon
you're
is
gonna
going to
begin
do
alliancing with 2
crimes,
checks.
war crimes.
Before those checks happen, you get to draw a card off your command.
Suspend for -3,
Your Tamer's
that's
effects,
nice.
such as Chitose,
Bounce it back to hand,
minus
play him
3,000
out,
AP.
play out
You
level
get
4.
to return your Tamer back to your hand.
Nice.
And you get to activate the on-play of
Give
Hudimon
-6
effect once again, which
before you
allows
play
to
out the
a Tamer here,
Angemon, but
which is
whatever.
to play out the exact
Timing
same
is
Chitose,
something.
play another Angemon,
There's another
on-play to
Protomon,
draw 1, and
Protogismon.
then DP reduce, getting rid of that XT,
Yeah, nice,
turning
nice,
it
nice.
into a Proto Gizmon instead. Now, what you do is you DNA digivolve.
Okay, so here's the
making sure
loop,
that
right?
always
You
put
go into the
Hudimon
Shakumon.
at the Shakumon, turning it into a
Shakumon.
Hudimon, because
Yes.
you DNA digivolve.
And
it is a
now
whole new
you've got the
Digimon
when
that is
attacking again. You
Alliance
can check 2
continue
more with
to
the
draw and
Sidormon and stuff.
off on the side. But here you can
Yep.
continue to go for the combo. We can go and DNA once
And
again.
then you'll go for
into
Shakumon again.
another Shakumon, winning the
kinda
game
nice.
just like that.
There's nothing
Up
else that comes
against
out.
Alpha Impact
Okay,
as well with
that's
the
just
release
chill.
of the Night option card.
there's
But
not
we're
a
gonna
single
see how
Belphemon
this
that
one
is
goes,
in the
'cause they
board,
have
but
immune
yeah, that's kind of
from
fine.
memory instead.
Let's
'Cause
see
I
how
would
this
actually
second
just
game
digivolve
goes.
the
This one
Terramon
is
0 and
against
then play out the Chitose,
Chronicles,
perhaps,
it
and then
seems.
go from there.
Chronicles is kind of
Either way,
funny,
while
but
the
not
opponent
the
is trying to
best
set up,
into DP
Dan's already
minus
ready to push
effects.
out, go
Because
into
to try
the
to
starter
protect
main
with
with
the
Mirai to
inherited
play out
of
the Chitose,
what's it
which
called?
then he can play out a
The
5
yellow
cost
one,
or lower
Alphamon.
CS trait.
You
Hard
protect
from from his
and
hand.
you would gain
But it
memory,
looks
but
like
you
he's gonna
can't gain
opt
memory
into
if you
not
play the
doing that
Oryukin
instead,
because you will
so
be
that he can
deleted
at
again
least
with the
just
minus CP.
Digivolve
So
into the
yeah,
Ankylo
kind
one
of
for
cool.
3 costs. Otherwise, he could Digivolve
There's
it for 3
nothing that
costs and then
actually
kind of use it regress
threatens
cards
the
that
Ankylomon's,
way,
so
but
you
he wants
can
to give the
just
opponent as
Digivolve
little
on top
memory
and
to
use
work
the
with
Terrier
as
to get out
possible
another
to take his
Tamer.
time
Let's
a
see
little bit in the early
if
stages.
we have a
Now
good
it
Tamer.
goes back to
Draw
his turn,
one,
he can start to regress
play
in
out.
with the inherent effect
Actually
of
nothing. No,
Terriermon,
we
just
didn't
to draw
Digivolve
some
and
cards.
raising. Oh,
And then
we're
because
going
he
to
does
play
have one
out.
of your
Maybe a
Tamers, he can play
Chitose.
out another CS Stray Tamer from his hand for free, which is going to be his
Okay,
second
let's go.
Chitose. And now he can actually consider playing out the Angemon.
Angewomon, draw a card.
The amount of cycling from
Nice,
this
nice,
deck
nice,
is
nice, nice.
absolutely insane. He's gonna
Go
chip away
in,
with
draw
the
one.
Terriermon just to draw another card.
The new promo option, which something Knight. I don't know what it does.
Even more value.
I
now,
will
putting them
be
back to one
completely
once
honest.
again with the Kuremi Detective Agency.
So the first deck with the
like I mentioned
Terriermon
before,
didn't
it's
do
really
that
important
much,
to make
just
sure that you
drew a
have
few
full
cards,
memory play
set up some
in order to
Chitose.
digivolve into Hoodiamon and still keep turn. With
Yeah,
this
if
current
we
setup
move
with
out,
Chitose
Chitose
and
is
the
going to get
Kuremi
us 2 memory, and the
Detective
memory boost is
Agency,
going to get 2
this is
memory,
not gonna be a
so
problem for him
we
at
had
all.
5.
The opponent is gonna push out and start to do things. They
As
could
long
climb
as we
all the way to a
found
level
the
6
Digimon
no
and the
problem very
Shakumon, we
easily,
are kind of
cracking
set.
the boost, and with the 2 delay options of the release night for
Oh man. McDonald's. I love McDonald's advertisement. McDonald's advertisement is my life. Let's get back.
then going to swing it into, I believe, security, which is going to be for 2 checks, and also
So
setting up a
Alphamon
secondary
has
stack in the
so
raising
much
ready to go.
DP, and
by
he
doing
still
so,
has 3 memory.
that
Wow,
Alphamon
that's
is gonna
pretty
be able
nice.
to
He
reduce
was able
something by
to
8,000 DP for the turn, but
Get a lot
first
of
checking
stuff.
into a
Chitose is going to play out
which is
another
gonna allow
Angemon,
Dan to
drawing a
play out
card. That's
another
kind of nice.
Play cost 5 or less, which is going to
Get
be
minus
another
8 on
Angemon
the
here. The 2 checks is
Angemon.
gonna
Okay,
only be
okay.
able to remove one of the Angemons and still have.
Oh, I set back to the beginning. That's unlucky. We were at the second game even with the 2 Chitose. There's the Angemon. Okay. The Alphamon. The Angemon, the Alphamon.
But
what's his turn pass? He's now playing a Tamer, alright.
But one thing Dan needs to be careful here.
Okay, so he's got a lot of DP, a lot of DP plus, which is really, really nice,
and the
right?
Alphamon is massive on DP, but the thing is, with the Hoodiamon and the CS trade deck, you can DP reduce so many times with Chitose.
Let's see how often he's going to DP minus. I mean, he has 3 Chitose, which really sucks for the Alphamon player, right?
As you attack before they go.
That's an immediate minus 9,000. So he already is on not that much.
The inherent effects of gaining extra 2,000 DP during the opponent's turn as well. But I don't think Dan is too.
Doesn't seem like he found a Hoodiamon.
So many value
That's
cards
unlucky.
that
We might have to swing with Terrier and or with the Alphamon.
Forward.
Just gonna
Even
draw.
with the barrier of Alphamon, he's gonna go for the
Angemon is going to attack.
C.
If
Looks
we
like the
had
opponent doesn't react
Oryukin,
when
that
it is,
would
but this
be
is where he can go
a
to
turn pass.
and
But
get his
Alphamon all
Terriermon
turns because of
removed,
the
which is a pusher.
Angemon barrier is
But
going to
then,
give minus
this is where you
8k,
can actually consider
deleting the
seeing how
Terriermon
he wants
stack.
to go for the follow-up
And
play.
now
He
we
doesn't
kind of
really have a
only have
Hoodiamon
level
just
3 Digimon,
yet,
level 4 Digimon,
which is
and
rather unfortunate. So you
2
can't go for the combo,
Shakumons,
but still you
but
can maneuver your way
no
around it by
Hoodiamon.
digivolving into Ankylomon first. Get to DP reduce it by 2k here. And I think he's gonna go and look for
Oh,
a
we can just
Shakumon
DNA.
which
That's
he has
sweet.
both Angemon and Ankylomon, which can work. And by going into Shakumon, he's gonna taunt the Alphamon. But
Okay,
he
he's
also gets to
taunted. Nice, nice, nice.
de-digivolve it, so now he fully gets to play around the ace if they have it. So the
I
opponent
mean,
missed
now
the
you can just
opportunity to go
swing into
when
the
they needed to,
Hisadiumon, and
with
then you'll be
Shakumon,
fine.
You have a body standing on the board like that you can
Right?
work with. You can regress
Because
you have
it
all the
has
DNA,
minus
you can reset it.
11k from
I think you
Chitose
can
and the
even
minus
consider
2k.
swing over the Hisariumon here, just because.
So we just be at
you can actually just get rid of
like
that
close
stack.
to
Might as well.
no
There's
DP.
No surprises. The opponent
It's kind of
isn't playing
fine. Let's see
level
what
6
does.
aces.
I mean, I have to admit, the Mastermon gameplay,
There is something spicy
not
going
my
on,
cup of tea,
but
but
with the
these
amount of
games were
DP reduction point, which
insanely nice.
to Yokomon. So this is a total of 11
There's a lot of
cards
minus
to draw an
DP. We're
additional
just
card,
going in, using the
and
main
since the
effect,
explosive
and then
one,
another
if the opponent is
Kuremi
not gonna be
Detective
able to push
Agency.
out and answer this board. They have to do something here if possible. It looks like they're missing
And
pieces,
oh,
perhaps.
Fellowship,
So
is that the
grab
one
an
that
Oryomon
lets you move
here.
out
Perhaps they
when
don't
the opponent
have a
attacks?
level 5 or level 6 they can get into. But looks like they're gonna
Okay,
go for
they're
a
just
Goron
searching.
here, try to play
Unlucky.
to grab another piece.
So there might be
The
just
main
a Hoodie Loop
thing
coming
with
in.
Goron, although could counter against him if need to be. But the thing is, I feel
Maybe
like
I'll
there's
go back to
so
watch
much
a lot
DP
of Evolved videos.
reduction
Yeah, that might
that
be
even
it.
when
So
they push
he has
out,
so
he's
much
gonna be
memory
able
that
to
he can
remove
just
that
hard play
body
the
even if it
Hoodimon.
comes out. So I think the opponent's
And
gonna
with the
consider
hard play
here.
of
We're gonna have
Hoodimon,
to
I
see what they
think
plan to do.
game
If
will
they
be
do push
wrapped
out,
up.
that means
Let's see what he does.
get down back to Hoodimon,
Oh
swing,
wow!
returns
Whoa,
18,
whoa, whoa,
as
whoa,
long as
whoa,
it's
whoa!
5 cost.
Yeah, he's
Hard
just
drop the
playing. Okay,
Hoodimon.
hard playing the
With
Hoodimon. Yes.
Hoodiamon's effect, which you guys saw from the previous game, aside from just playing Tamer, you
Nice.
can also actually play a
Playing out the
CS Digimon
Agumon,
as
that's
long as
pretty
it's 5
fine.
cost
DNA
or
Age
less.
evolving, and from
that
there on, we've got
so you
Shakumon
want
into Shakumon to
Gomon to
Shakumon.
have the more loop and continuing again game.
And Paramount for game. Alright. Nice.
This game facing
Okay. I think with that, we are already at the end of the stream. Again, I want to talk about the regional. I wanted to look at the videos, and we got a tier list through. If you enjoyed the stream, maybe consider subscribing, consider liking the stream so other people see it. Maybe watch the videos and give them a like so more people can see them. I will upload the BT23 tier list also as a separate video, so tune for that if you want to give your opinion on some of the decks. That would be a pretty nice place. And with that, thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.